Let's go. It's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time? Shake your head. Get that side check. Put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Resident Evil has been a series that I played since the beginning. Since I was a child, when Resident Evil 1 came out, I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even some of its spin-offs. And I've always been a fan of the series. I read the books. I watched like 1 or 2 of the shitty movies. But these games always did something for me. Even the worst were still fun. Well, except for Outbreak. And that piece of shit, Grounds, whatever. Anyway, Raccoon City, hate that game. Now we're at 7, and 7 is this major step up from the other games. It's kind of like reintroducing you to the world of Resident Evil in a way, and goes first person. It puts you by yourself, no more co-op, and it kind of just leaves you to your own devices of how to survive. So is it good, or does it go a little bit too far back that it doesn't feel fresh enough to give it a fresh rating? Let's find out.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time? Shake your head. Get that side check. Put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
When playing this game, the thing that came to me most, the thing that kept coming to me, is the atmosphere and the feel of this game. It truly feels like, and the creators have been saying this since the beginning, returning to its roots. Resident Evil 1 was all about going inside a single place and kind of surviving, getting through the place, going through different doors in this one isolated area and trying to survive. And that's exactly what this game does, even more so than the past like 5 Resident Evils, or really all the Resident Evils except for 1. This is the closest to 1 that you're gonna get in both atmosphere and feel, and it's really a positive for people who've been playing this series for so long. Something else that I absolutely love, and I'm giving it its own section because I usually don't, the sound in this game. Not since Dead Space 2 have I enjoyed the sound effects in a video game as much as this game. It is creepy. If you turn off the lights and have this game blasting and you hear all the creepy creaking sounds and the monsters and all that stuff, oh my god, it will make you jump. It will make you kind of scream like a little bitch sometimes. And overall, the sound is just so good that it deserved its own plus. On top of that, we actually have a pretty intriguing backstory here, and the main story itself, I actually enjoyed it. I was wanting to know what was going to happen next. I think it really came down to the presentation, that you're with this family of fucking cannibal, insane, closest to Texas Chainsaw Massacre as you can get, and it really works out. And the characters that you play as, the guy who you're playing at really is kind of like you. He's just like, what the hell is happening here? And then Mia, your girlfriend, who has sent you texts or emails to help save her, she's kind of the main draw to bring you into this story, and I find her intriguing too. So overall, I really enjoyed the main story of this title.
Jack, he's not eating!
Get the hell up, Marguerite!
Eat that for him!
Get the hell out of here!
You're a son of a bitch! Oh, I can't believe it, you son of a bitch! He's not eating! He's not eating it!
The inventory works real well. It's just basic. You can upgrade your inventory by getting backpacks and making it easier to hold more items. On top of that, the combining of weapons and tools and so on is super easy, especially with the ammo. Everything is streamlined and it works really well. However, the great part about it is that it's survival at its finest. They don't give you a million ammo. They don't give you a million health potions. You have to use what you have and use it wisely. You can't just shoot a bug creature because you have a shotgun. No, you're going to use the knife and you might get hurt, so try to be more careful. It is survival, and that is something that has been missing in the Resident Evil series for quite a while and has returned here at its best. In honesty, I really love that feel of survival in this game. And the last real positive is the bosses can really freak out. There's a couple of them and they're just all fucking weird and psychotic, and they're, like I said, Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets like fucking Evil Dead. They are insanely disturbing. They're rough as hell. They'll beat the shit out of you. They will kill you, and this game does not go easy on you once you go into normal or then the next harder mode, which I haven't done yet, but I'm kind of scared to do. But I can only imagine how much harder they get. Talking about all the good though, let's scale back and talk about the bad. As I said, the bosses, while they feel tough and it's rewarding to kill them, sometimes they feel a little too tough. Sometimes they take a little too long to kill. You're shooting them with shotguns multiple times and you're like, what the fuck? How are you coming back? And it's just getting a little annoying on some of the bosses. So while the bosses are creepy as hell and I love the design, I love that they're tough, sometimes they take a little too long to kill and it's just kind of more annoying to fight them than it is fun at times. However, also the other things that kind of on the negative side are two things that really came to me. The puzzles. They're just kind of so-so in this game. Some of them are unique and cool, like collecting stuff and bringing them, and you get to kind of do the shadow of the item to open doors. Stuff like that is cool, but it's very simple, and I was kind of hoping a little harder, like, you know, having more notes and memorizing things like the original games. I really wanted like one or two of those puzzles. Also, this game is very trial and error at its finest. There's some moments, mostly in the boss fights or other moments, where you have to do exactly as they tell you or you're going to keep dying. And there were moments that were frustrating to me because I just didn't understand why it's not working, why is this boss not dying, and then I realized I had to go and do something certain to make sure that they die, and it doesn't give you any indication of that. And so it was kind of more annoying sometimes because you have to keep dying to learn what to do. I don't mind dying once or twice, but dying 5 or 6 times without any indication of what to do is kind of annoying at times.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now, first, you need to tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the night.
Me? What about you?
No, it's my job. Won't you do your job and tell me? Answer my questions.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try me. Hey, put that door back. Put that door back up. Wait!
Waits for no man that ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Resident Evil 7 does what I think most franchises hope to do when they're this long running, is bring back the audience that love the originals. And anybody, I'm honestly saying this to anybody out there who has played the original Resident Evil 1, 2, that's pretty much all you have to play in the original for me. This game goes back to that feel, but in first person, more atmospheric. The graphics are great, the sound design is wonderful, and yes, there are things that hold it back. Some things that I think could have been better, like better bosses, or at least not as tough bosses. Also, the trial and everything could have been a little bit better, and the puzzles definitely could have been better. But overall, I think the main story is strong. You go back to its roots of what made Resident Evil a survival horror, and it looks amazing and sounds amazing. So these are all big pluses. Resident Evil 7 truly impressed me, and all the points that I'm talking about definitely knock it down about 0.5 each. So if we count together, that's 3 points, 3 things that I talked about, 0.5 each. We're going to go with an 8.5 out of 10. Resident Evil 7 is truly a great comeback for the series and deserves to be played by any horror fan, any Resident Evil fan, or just anybody in general, any gamer that wants to be fucking scared. That's what this game does, and it does it well. So I'm going to go with an 8.5 out of 10 for Resident Evil 7.